Guys, Nate coming at you here live from in the studio. For those of you that are listening to this on audio, that means nothing to you. But for those of you that are watching the video, you see me here in front of the mic, and that's because I'm recording this not only for video but also for SoundCloud as well. So here's the topic we're going to talk about today. I've had a lot of people in the last couple of months, and it's been increasing in recent weeks, coming to me asking me, Nate, what do you look for when you're looking for a new home-based business, when you're looking for a new network marketing company? I've been in the industry for 21 years. I've not been with the same company, all those years. I've been with some different companies. Just like many of you have changed, jobs, different times for opportunity or whatever the reason was that you felt like you needed to shift, make a choice for yourself. I've been in the industry 21 years, and I've made multiple six-figure incomes at a few different companies. I've been blessed to make millions of dollars in the industry. But in the early days, I had no idea what to look for in a company. I just kind of played follow the leader. If my upline leader was going to a different company, it's like, oh, okay, we're going to do that now. Then if I were to maybe take a season of time out of the industry and one of my buddies or somebody got involved in something and they said, hey, Nate, come do this with me, I'd be like, sure, okay, whatever. So I was just kind of led from thing to thing. It wasn't until many years later, I would say after I'd been in the industry a good 10 to 12 years, that I started to say, wait a minute, I need to start to think for myself here and see, what I'm looking for in a company. What is it that I want? And so the information that I'm going to give you today, and I'm going to give you 10 things that I think that you should have on your list, and you may add to it, but at least these 10 things should be on your list of things to look for when you're choosing a network marketing company. They've come from the years since my midway point, probably the second half of my career, where I've been a little more discerning, a little more knowledgeable, a little wiser, and I can look back over that body of work and say, okay, these are the things that I should have looked for. So I'm going to give those to you today, and I think they're going to make a big impact for you, because I know that some of you have reached out to me, you've never done direct sales or network marketing, and you're considering it, and you're looking for a company for the first time. Some of you have been out of the game for a while, and you want to get back in the game. Some of you even reached out to me, and maybe you didn't want to do what I'm doing, but you're saying, hey, I am looking for something. These are going to help you to make your decision. Some of you are in a situation right now, and you want to get out of that situation, and you're saying, hey, I'm looking to move and relocate, but I need to know, what should I be looking for, Nate? So I'm going to tell you some things that I have looked for through the years and some things that I looked for in recent months when it was time for me to make a change. Number one, and I hope that you're going to take notes and write these down. Number one, look for a consumable product or service, something that the consumer wants to use again and again or needs to use again and again. Now, don't think about this from the perspective of distributors, because distributors who get involved in a company and get on the Kool-Aid, so to speak, they're going to buy stuff for months and months and months, whether they really wanted it or not. They're going to convince themselves that they like it. Before you join a company, I want you to step back and look at it from a consumer's point of view and say, hey, is this a product or service that I either need or desire to consume on an ongoing basis? Because if the answer to that question is yes, then you have got a really good repeat business. Otherwise, you've got kind of a one and done. Something might, buy something from you. Somebody might buy something from you one time as sort of like a mercy buying, right? Little mercy killing there. Get a bag or a box of whatever it is that you're selling, but then they're done because it's not something they really want or really need. So find something like, let's think about traditional business for a minute. The food industry. That's a consumable product. People are never going to stop eating. Great business to be in. How about body personal care, stuff like hairspray, shampoo, soap, toothpaste, deodorant. These are things that people consume all the time. So Procter & Gamble, they're always going to have a great business because of that. They've been around for decades and decades, still a blue chip stock out there on the stock exchange. Why? They've got a consumable product that people want and need on an ongoing basis. Think about batteries. How many times are we, cutting on a device, an electronic device that's operated on batteries, and we're like, oh man, the batteries have run out. And we will literally stop the day, right? You put everything on pause to run to the store and get batteries. So these are things that are consumable, and you want to be thinking that way about the company of choice. Now be careful here, not a product that is theoretically consumable, like it could be consumed. That's not what I'm asking. Is it something that the populace, the general population, wants to consume, or there is a need, not a need that you have for them, but a need that they feel for themselves, right? Because you may be having the world's greatest vitamin ever in the history of the world, and you may think everybody needs it, but if they don't think they need it, you may have a tough time selling it, especially if it's pricey. So a consumable product that they either want themselves or they have a sense for themselves that they need it. Number two, this product or service has got to be high quality. It's got to be of the same quality that they are used to receiving when they go to the store. So when they go shopping and they see the brands in the shopping aisles, or if they shop online, but they're traditional brands that they're already aware of, is this network marketing company putting out a product or service that is of equal value and at about the same price point? Now because that's important, I do want to give this little disclaimer. Network marketing, because decades and decades ago that were kind of put under the thumb of the government a little bit there and had some pressure applied, they've really gone to great lengths in many cases, the really great companies, to provide a superior product. So sometimes you may actually have a superior product in a network marketing company that would then raise the value and therefore the price point. And so be fair when you're doing the comparative analysis. You can't just say, well, here's a bag of something here from the grocery store and here's a bag from a network marketing company. They're the same size, but this one costs more. Ask yourself about the quality. Now, if the quality is the same, it's not worth it for consumers to pay more, just so that the network marketing machine can be fed with money. But if the quality is better in the network marketing product, it's okay to pay a little bit more. I pay for quality in shoes. I pay for quality in a nice watch. I pay for quality in a suit. I pay for quality in a fine dinner. I paid for quality in the last 4 BMWs that I've driven, because it's the driving machine, man. That just an amazing experience. So remember that it's okay for people to pay for quality, but just make sure when you're doing your comparison apples to apples that you're being fair and honest and reasonable, but asking yourself the question, will the consumer pay these prices for this product? Number 3, there needs to be an adequate supply of the product or service. Now some leader out there who's going to judge this is going to scratch their head and be like, well, that's silly. I mean, why would you include that in your list? I'm going to tell you why. Because I have been in companies in the past where they had a great product and it really met the consumer well in the marketplace and people wanted it, and the sales force in the organization for that company was doing a great job creating momentum, and the company was not prepared with supply chain to handle the demand. Momentum was on its way, company didn't do its part, crash and burn on the other side. You don't want that to happen, because most people shop based on some sense of emotion. All right, you need to remember that. And if you're out there and you're pushing this great product or this great service, and the consumer or that customer's ready to get it, and it's going to be like 6 weeks before it can ship, no bueno, my friends. That's not good. It's not going to work. You're going to start losing a lot of business. So make sure the company has got really good supply chain ready to go. Number 4, attractive packaging. This is a big deal. I'll give you a for instance. I've been in a couple of different companies that did, we'll say, weight loss, because they did. And one of the companies did a really great job of rebranding, and the brand was sexy and it looked good, it was hot, and it looked like now. And then there was another company that I was with that their packaging looked like it was 20 years outdated, right? And it just looked kind of old school and colloquial. And so when people saw it, it was like, oh, it just doesn't meet the expectation. It's not like consumers are sitting back saying, oh, I'm only going to go buy stuff that's packaged really nice. But there's just a reaction that takes place internally when they look at 2 different products, and one of them looks kind of hokey or old school outdated, and the other one looks, fun and sexy and new generation kind of a look and feel, what they're used to seeing on commercials and in print media or on web banner ads. That's the one they're going to go for. So unless it's a company that's building their whole framework and identity around kind of an old school colloquial thing, like I know some organic-y kind of products will do that sometime, then you may be hitting a niche, a target audience, an audience that likes that. But unless it's a special situation like that, stay away from products that, it doesn't matter how great they are, if they look bad, consumers, you're just limiting you're limiting the number of people who want what you're selling. That's not good for business. Number 5, stability. You want a company that is stable. Now, I had a guy recently that reached out to me that he looked at the opportunity that I was working with, and he said, hey man, it looks great, it's awesome, looks like the company's stable, but I'm really looking for a startup. So if you ever have a brand new company that's startup that's ground floor opportunity, hit me up. Well, the first thing that I want to say is the guy had the wrong mindset, because his belief was you can only make money if you get in early. That's absolutely not true. It's a lie. That's been disproven millions of times by millions of people. So anybody that ever says you need to get in early, just not a true statement. There are people, let's take Amway for example. Amway's like, 50, 60-year-old company. There are still people who get started in Amway all the time that go and create 6 and multiple 6 and 7-figure incomes. It doesn't matter that they didn't get in on the ground floor. In fact, many of the people who are doing well with Amway now were not alive when the company started. So that's a faux pas. Don't listen to that stuff. But the Facebook inbox went something like this. He said, hey, if you ever find a startup, let me know. Or give me a call. And I messaged him back and said, well, dude, I'll probably never call you then. And he said, well, why? Do you not want to work with me? I messaged back, dude, I'd love to work with you. I'm just not into startups. Now, here's why I'm not into startups. And let me just say, I am well aware that every company had to start up. Totally aware of that. Appreciate the fact that companies have to have a startup period of their existence, and they have to go through those hurdles. I just know that I'm a husband, I'm a dad, I'm leading other families who are needing to make money, right? Some of us provide full-time for our families with network marketing income. Many are looking to supplement. I know this, 90% of the companies are going to fail in the first year. So why do I need to put my personal economy and my personal budget on the line by going after that opportunity when there are so many other great opportunities available where I can just go crush it and make a lot of money right now and know that the company's stable and know that it's going to be here. Now, somebody is going to write me or email me or something and say, yeah, well, Nate, I got started on the ground floor or something and it panned out. That's awesome. That's really great, man. If you were with one of those companies in the beginning that was able to make it, that like 1% that made it from year 1 past the year 7 threshold, because those are the statistics based on the United States government of all new businesses that start. 90% fail in the first year, and of that remaining 10%, only like one of those 10, approximately 1 or 2, make it past the 7-year window. So you just got such a rare, a rare chance of really making it. It's not because the people that are bad people that are running those companies, they just may not have the skills to push it all the way, up the hill, or maybe the conditions weren't right, or just something was missing in the equation that kept them from going. Some of you watching this have had failed businesses, traditional businesses. I love to tell the story of little Janie who really got into doing hair with her friends, and she was a fantastic beautician, and she started a salon and it totally crashed. And she failed. Was it because she couldn't do hair? No. It's because she didn't know how to run a business. And so sometimes, you'll have great people who start network marketing companies and they've got, an idea and it's a good idea and they really want to do something special. They just don't have everything that it's going to take to be successful, and then everybody that jumped on board pays the price of going down with the ship. So personally, I like to go with a company that's been around for a little bit, that's had a little bit of stability. I'm not looking for those companies that are going to be pop, and blow up and everybody's excited, but then it goes away. Number 6, you want to be with a company that has a good image in the marketplace. I was with a company that had a great image in the marketplace for a long time, and all of a sudden some shady stuff started going down and stuff started to kind of leak out, and then the reaction of leadership wasn't really where it needed to be, and before you know it, man, there are enough people out there that are catching wind of the negativity that they don't want to be a part of it. It becomes very difficult to attract quality people to a brand that is tarnished in the marketplace. Many years ago, I'm going to go back to that Amway experience. Amway is a great company, the grandfather of modern network marketing, even though we can sort of trace the roots back to around the days of the carpetbaggers in the 1800s. They're kind of the grandfathers of the modern network marketing movement. And there was a season of time when they were getting ready to launch their internet thing. And the world wasn't really poised and ready for the internet completely at that time. But some of the leaders, they said, hey, let's start our network marketing, our internet branch under a different name. And so rather than calling it Amway, they started calling it something else. And when people would say, hey, is this Amway? They would say, no, it's not. It's Quickstar. And then as a result, when people would find out, well, it really was Amway, it was just Amway Online, they had a bad taste in their mouth, and it took Amway a while to recover. Now they've done it, and they're doing like, I don't know, $5-6 billion a year, and they're doing fine as a company because the leadership in the home office was great and impeccable. It was some of those leaders in the field that created the taintedness in the reputation for a season of time. But what did that do for a lot of families that were counting on the income that then began to lose traction and lose business because of that reputation? It really was too bad, and it took them a while to overcome, and I'm so glad that they have. I just know that there were casualties of war in the meantime. So it's really important to be with a company that has a great reputation to the consumer base, right? Because people that are in-house in a company, they always think that they've got a great reputation. They always think that their company is awesome. What's the word on the street? What's the public perception? That's very important. Go with a company that's got a great image. Number 7, you want to be with a company that handles all the distribution of the products and services and all the distribution of the paychecks. Now, most companies do this now. Back in the day, there were a lot of companies that would front-end load you $5,000 or $10,000 worth of inventory, and then you would have to go, peddle that out or distribute it to your organization. Sometimes they would even give you like maybe $100,000, and you would have to go pay your organization because they were trying to teach you real entrepreneurship when you got to a certain level. I'm not a big fan of that stuff. I don't want to have to be handling money that belongs to other people. I don't want to handle products and services that belong to other people. Let the company take care of all that. Now, most of that is an old school idea, but there are still some companies around that want you to buy a bunch of products, store the product and house it, and then you're nickel and diming it out to your customers or even maybe to your distributor base. I don't want to be a part of a model like that. I want the company to send all the product, not just to the distributors. I want them sending all the product to the customers as well. I don't want to be in the product handling business. I want to be hands-off. I want to be a network marketer. I want to network with people, market to them the concept and the ideas, and let the departments at the company take care of everything else. I recommend that you do the same. Number 8, one of my favorite ones, culture. John C. Maxwell, who is one of my mentors, I'm a John C. Maxwell certified trainer and coach, and he said this: culture eats vision for lunch all day long. Now here's what's funny. I heard a leader in this industry a few months ago use that quote trying to brag on the culture in his opportunity. The funny thing is, from an outsider looking in, I was able to see that they did not have the culture that they thought they had. They were just on their own Kool-Aid. What they had was a vision. Guy wasn't a bad guy, actually a good leader. What he had was a great vision of what he wanted to accomplish, but taking a step back and looking at it, looking at the machine, they did not have the culture that I know that he and maybe others wanted to have or envisioned to have. And so be careful with that. Before you join a company and stick your head in the Kool-Aid bowl, maybe go to a local event, maybe go to a national event. I would even recommend this. If you've had success at any level, and it doesn't have to be in direct sales, it could even be in, maybe it could be in internet marketing, maybe it could be in the insurance business, mortgage broking, selling real estate, software sales, something else. If you've had some level of success, especially if it's kind of sales centered, most network marketing companies nowadays will fly you into the home office to try to let you take a look under the hood in order to attract you to what they're doing. Take advantage of some of those trips. See what you can do to do all the homework that you can about the culture of that company. Don't listen to what they're saying about their culture. You observe from the outside looking in what's really going on in that culture. See if it's one that you can line up with. I've actually had to remove myself from network marketing companies specifically because the culture began to go into a direction that I didn't approve of, or maybe I just didn't want for myself or my family or the network of people that were following me. The culture maybe took a turn and it just wasn't the right place anymore because of our values and that sort of a thing. So just make sure that you're involved in a company that's got a great culture that is present, and the leadership doesn't just have great vision for that culture, but they've been able to establish it, and one that you can get on board with 100%. Number 9, you want to have a company that has great leadership in 2 areas. Number 1, great leadership at the home office. Number 2, great leadership in the field. I was with a company one time that had an absolutely fantastic turnkey system, really cool product, making money hand over fist, and it turned out that the leader of the company, who was the president and the CEO, he did not have the proven track record that he tried to say that he had. Now, he had somewhat of a track record as a networker in the field and had made some pretty good money, but he didn't have a track record of running a company, and here he was trying to run a company. And as he began to experience turbulence and not being able to get that thing to do what he wanted it to do because he lacked the skill, then he fell into some behavior that was disingenuous, unfortunately. So be very careful with that. But also in the field, leaders in the field, one of the things that absolutely kills me, man, and I see it every day on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram and all these social media, are people that are popping up being like, hey, I can get you leads for your company. Hey, buy my simple system and how I made all this money. Well, I have seen some people that I personally know now, several dozen of them, who have never made money in network marketing. In fact, I know some that have failed again and again and again and again, maybe having made a few $100s, acting like they're these gurus that can teach you how to have success. John C. Maxwell says about leadership, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. You want to work with somebody in the industry that has a proven track record. Does it have to be the person that sponsors you? Not necessarily. Let's say you have a friend that's in a business model and it meets all the criteria that we're talking about here today, and you agree to enroll with that friend because they're the one that prospected you and put you through the funnel of information. That's fair to go ahead and to enroll with that friend or that family member or the person that you know. What you want to do immediately is find the person as high up in the company that you can, that will put their hands on you and direct you and help you. Find the leader that has the proven track record, who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way, because that's the only way that you're going to know the way to go. And so look for a company that's got proven leadership both in the corporate level and also in the field. And the 10th and final thing that I think that you should look for is that you want to look for a company that has a true, genuine growth environment. Now, I have been with companies who claimed to have a growth environment that really didn't. Most network marketing companies, and this is not because of the fault of, of network marketing as an idea or as an institution, it's really the fault of people. And what I'm about to share with you is not only true in network marketing, it's also true in traditional companies like big blue chip companies and even local companies. I had a friend that hit me up last week that was talking about the boss that was coming down on them and applying pressure to perform. That was it was an undue level of pressure based on the compensation. But in network marketing, a lot of times there's this competition for the company to grow and to have that better reputation and to move up the rank of the DSA 100, the Direct Sales Top 100 list. And so they start to set these goals that are sheerly economic, sheerly of numerical value, and then that pressure is applied to the top leaders in the field, who apply it to the next level of leadership, who apply it to the junior leaders, who apply it all the way down to the new people getting started, who just wanted to buy like some makeup and maybe have like one makeup party a month, or just wanted to get on a healthy shake and lose a few pounds and maybe share it with a couple of people. Now they're applying pressure for them to hit fast start bonuses, and you got to make sure that you do this and do that just right. And that is a culture that is birthed out of a spirit of striving that is more interested in the bottom line than it is the people. I'm the opposite. I come from a school of thought that says if we grow people, the machine itself will grow. If we grow the people in their basic sales skills, learning how to close, learning how to lead, advancing their people skills, advancing their mindset, advancing their personal development and self-mastery. With time, as people truly advance in those areas, then not only will the team advance and the company advance, but it will be a strong, solid bedrock. There will be a foundation that's just like a solid rock, man. It's going to be like concrete with reinforced steel inside there. If you have a company that drives to go, 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 and it's just always sell, 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 regardless of the people and regardless of whether they're growing or not, let's just grow the in-house economy, or let's grow people's paychecks and let's ramp up, their rank, then that's a house of sand. And I've witnessed that as well. I've witnessed some companies that were doing great things that have toppled. And I've seen other companies that, people just did not expect them to go to the distance, but because they focused on growing people, because they were willing to say from the top corporate level all the way to the top level leaders, all the way down to the brand new person, look, we're here for you. We're going to help you to learn how to do this business. It may take some time, but we're going to get you there. We're going to teach you the skills. You're going to learn how to prospect and close if you want to. You're going to learn basic leadership if you want to. If you want mindset development, we're going to offer that for you here. We're going to teach you people skills that are going to not only help your business, but they're going to help your interpersonal life as well. And we're going to help to raise the bar in your personal development and your self-mastery so that you become a person who attracts success by the character that you build. And we're willing to create that incubator for all you guys in the field, because we know that if we grow people, the company will be strong, and we will not be built on shifting sand, but on solid rock full of principles. That's very important for me. That was one of the big ones for me when I was choosing a new home for myself recently. So I know that a lot of you are going through the thing of trying to pick a company, whether you've never been in the industry and you're looking for the first time joining, maybe you've been out for a while on hiatus, you're coming back, maybe you're looking to leave companies and you're looking for somewhere else to go. I want you to know that I know where you are. I've been in every one of those scenarios and was in one not too long ago myself where I had to sit down and say, okay, if I were looking for a company, what would I look for? What are the things that are important to me? These are some of the ones that are important to me. Those are the 10 that I want to share with you today. You might can add to that list. I would recommend you do it. If your head and your heart says there's some other things that need to go on the list of criteria that you value, by all means add those things to the list. And I hope that this will help you guys in choosing a new network marketing or direct sales business the next time that you have to do that. And some of you right away, I know that some of you guys are facing that. So I hope that helps.